Hi everybody, welcome to TVI Tips from Amanda. One of the things that students seem to do frequently when I'm not around, or maybe paraprofessionals do when they're just starting out Braille, maybe students do at home when a sibling or in the classroom a fellow classmate has touched the brailler and rolled the rollers in a little bit, is the paper doesn't go in correctly. And sometimes an adult may not be familiar with what to do to problem solve, or they may not realize what's going on. And so I get a lot of frequent texts around the beginning of the school year going, oh my gosh, the brailler's broken, the paper's not working. So I want to problem solve some of those things with you now so that parents and paraprofessionals are familiar with what to do, maybe general teachers in the classroom, when the paper's not working correctly. So here I set it up so that my roller is not rolled all the way out. I'm rolling it in, my paper down here, I'm rolling it in a little bit. When I do this, I'm going to slide my paper parallel into the middle, slide to the left, paper holders go down, I'm going to roll it in, and automatically you hear that paper doesn't sound right. That's the first clue. If something's not going right, stop what you're doing, take your paper out, and start all over. So we can see here the paper is starting to kind of buckle inside the brailler. If we keep going, it's just going to get worse, and eventually we'll get jammed in there. I'm not going to show you what paper jamming looks like because it's kind of tricky to get out, and I don't want to possibly break the brailler or get a piece of paper stuck inside because I need this brailler to work for extended school year services. So if you hear something that's off, stop, roll your paper out, and start all over. And as you're rolling out, you'll hear it's still rolled a lot, and my paper kind of flew out, so that's a good indication that the rollers weren't working correctly. Another thing that my students seem to do is they put the paper maybe not all the way to the left, and you see here it's not under this little flap. So they'll put the paper holders down, they'll try to roll, and the paper won't go in. And so another text I'll get is like, Amanda, my paper's not going in, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, I start over. So if your paper's not going in, usually it's because it's not all the way to the left. So I'm going to fix it. My rollers are out, my paper holders are out, paper in the middle, slide to the left, paper holder down, up. There, it's going in beautifully. And the last common one is my paper is in crooked. This is for my young friends. There, I'm going to put a little askew there so only the left corner's in. I'm going to slide it over here to the left side. It's going to start going in. You hear that? It's rubbing on the left side. Sometimes when it does that, the paper gets stuck. It doesn't look too bad. It kind of fixed itself. This is a really good brailler. It doesn't ever give me any problems. But some of the older braillers, the ones that have been used for many students, won't like that kind of paper. So I guess the biggest takeaway from this is if you're putting paper in and you hear an unfamiliar sound, stop immediately, roll your paper out, and start the process all over. And just to kind of review what that process looks like one more time, because it never hurts, rolling my rollers all the way out. So, I'm going to do some brailing. Make sure my rollers are out, my paper holders are up. I'm going to put my paper in parallel, in the middle, slide to the left, paper holder down, roll it in. Listen to how silent, smooth that sounds. It's perfect. Paper's going all the way in. It stopped at the right spot. It didn't go all the way in. Enter, enter, slide. Well, that's your tips for how to problem solve paper not going in correctly. If there's anything else that you'd like me to give you some tips on, or maybe how-to videos, go ahead and let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks.